Hello from Mallorca. This is my first attempt at a video blog, and it winds up my blogging challenge. On the 1st of April, I set myself a challenge to write one blog a day, weekends and bank holidays exempt, on the theme of what I learned today. So the point was I had to learn and share something new every day. And the challenge was to last for the month of April. I finished the challenge on the 9th of May rather than the end of April. So that does suggest to you that some things changed. I think it was the 7th blog in, I was confronted with a family emergency. My father had some routine surgery for a knee replacement in the United States, and there were complications after the surgery which led to a really frightening experience, with Dad slipping into an extended delirium, a state of confusion, which, if left unchecked, could have led to permanent dementia. As a result, everything went out the window. I flew home from London to Alabama, where my parents were retired, to spend time with my family and quite a lot of time in the hospital with my dad. It was kind of 24/7, and there was no time for blogging. So while my dad was in hospital and I was in Alabama helping to care for him, I put the blog on hold. But goodness me, the learning continued. So when Dad was on the road to recovery, I decided to resume the blog, and to compensate for the missed days, added time on at the end, which is why I continued until the 9th of May. The first two blogs after that experience were the hardest to write, about my father's delirium, the differences between delirium and dementia, and how you care for someone with delirium. It's really quite a challenge, and myself and my family learned a lot, and it was very hard to write about, but I did so with my father's permission, and the blogs were really helpful to him, to my family, and to me. And I was really pleased as well that they were helpful to other people who came back to me with so many incredible stories about how delirium has affected their families and loved ones. So that was very special, and thank you for everyone who read those blogs and for commented on them and emailed me. I hope that they continue to help other people who find themselves in a similar situation. The delirium blogs notwithstanding, I wrote 20 blogs in total as part of the challenge, and they were very wide-ranging, everything from where to get a cheap massage in London to things I learned about WordPress, having just launched terrypaddock.com, to Sunday assembly, godless church congregations, free Wi-Fi and where to find it, free water, where to find it, lots of stuff about memory and coffee making and Hopi ear candles. If you know what those are. If you don't, look up the blog. So many things that were really fascinating to learn about and to write about. I think my top 5 learnings, though, that I want to share with you, if you don't have time to read all 20 blogs, read these 5. So number 1, Myers-Brigg. This is the ultimate personality test, and it's just so useful if you can find out what your Myers-Brigg personality type is, and ideally the personality types of your boss and your partner and anyone you deal with on a really regular basis. Incredible insights, and if you can afford a full Myers-Brigg inventory, I point you in the direction of some free online equivalents in the blog. Also, I did a blog on meditation, how to do 5-minute meditation for dummies. This is based on quite a lot of continuing learning I'm doing on meditation for calm and concentration. I've been going on courses recently and downloaded some great apps, but I know that people can find it incredibly difficult even to find 10, 15 minutes in the day, and even more so the time to study meditation. So this is my condensed version that anyone should be able to do. Also, the power pose. Thank you to Amy Cuddy and her fabulous TED talk on this. This is what can make you feel more powerful in 2 minutes. Just holding your arms up like this, or striking the Wonder Woman pose. The power pose is amazingly effective and immediate. You really do feel the change after just 2 minutes of striking the pose. So really, really recommend that. And in fact, I'm going to loop meditation and power posing, those two blogs, I'm going to loop them together as one of my top 5. They were both related to TED Talks as well. And in fact, in the second blog, I recommend that if you can do them both together, that's 7 minutes of more power and more peace in your day immediately. The third learning that I really rated this month was about confirmation bias, how we all experience confirmation bias, and even in how we search for things on Google. And you really need to be aware of that, and to check your own confirmation bias when you're researching and making decisions, because you could be making decisions on dodgy data. Learned a lot about memory as well. So I think perhaps my fourth and my top 5 learnings would be about how to manage bad memories and to keep them, stop them from ruining your mood, which they can so easily do. You've got 90 to 120 seconds before the emotion catches up with the details of the bad memory event. So there's lots you can do in 90 to 120 seconds to stop those feelings overwhelming you. And then the number 5 is going back to right at the beginning, my very first blog, and this is one for the ladies of London, where you can get very cheap massage and facial, and I really recommend it. I've recommended London School of Beauty to so many friends who now go regularly and are getting lots of benefit from those. So those are my top 5: Myers-Brigg, meditation and power posing, confirmation bias, bad memory management, and cheap massage. So please do have a read or a reread of those blogs, and I hope they help you as much as they already have helped me.